good evening, and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where I am attempting to solve a murder mystery by apparently investigating everything else except for the murder mystery. Or at least it seems like that. Except that maybe I lie, because last week we actually investigated the murder. We found out, the young lady that we spoke with first of all, very, very first of all in the game, the first NPC we ever spoke to, knew the victim, partied with him, and has a room whose window and balcony both overlook the place where said victim was hanging for a week, waiting for the police to actually get to it. Although it's a little more complicated than that, but, I'm giving the vaguest of summaries. In any case, we should get right back into this. Where we left off was just after speaking to the young lady here, whose name I cannot actually pronounce, which is why I'm just dancing around it very carefully. And we have spoken to her. We have some more information about the victim and possibly about the crime, and we even learned that she is the one who made the call to the police so that they actually knew a murder had taken place. And now my partner Kim wants to talk to me, but out of her earshot. And probably here we have, yes. This is our young lady. She told us that she can't really talk about the dead man right now. But we need to ask again a bit later. Today, hopefully. And we have spoken to the supposed assault victim, which is our young lady, Kraschi, maybe? Here. And she has corrected the record in that there was no assault victim. And now we have to go talk to the Hardy Boys again about that particular little piece of information. And we finished... what did we finish? I'm not sure. Well, we finished the quest to find out who had made the call. But the main reason that I'd stopped here was because this is the door that we came in by. But this is a different door. And I want to try it out. Yes. Just one moment here. I just need to... Alright. I'm just double checking to make sure that I am capturing my cursor again, because on Thursday, the game that I was streaming, I was absolutely not capturing that cursor because it was everywhere except where it was supposed to be. So, that being said, I want to try this door that is the other door than we came in by.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Alright, we have the option to push. Where does this lead to? A heroic physical instrument challenge to kick the door in or to just leave. That has a 3% chance of success. That's, let's just ask where this leads to.
I don't know.
He makes a small note in his notebook. It's not the first closed door we found in this building. There's also your mysterious blue kitchen door. Do you think it's important? I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, The hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers.
Tap on the roof with your foot or shake it off, but I enjoy my shivers quite a lot. They're very evocative and I enjoy listening to them or reading them as the case may be, so I'm going to tap on the roof with my foot. A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building. Kim, the vigilantes, the cadaver, and... He nods towards the young woman. A number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant. See, the main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation. Or I could say something, but I'm not going to because I don't gloat. Except I do gloat. I absolutely gloat. See? I got a level up for that one. I hate it when that happens. Okay, has this changed the physical instrument test at all? No. Let's just try pushing. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
Yeah, if I try to kick this in and fail, it's probably going to hurt. And it's still only 3%. I'm going to continue trying to get into the door downstairs, because that seems to be a much better prospect than beating myself to death against this door, because frankly, my physicality is really bad on this character. I went very int heavy. The int was the entirety of what I did. Okay, so we are now going to enter the first loading screen of the night as I go back into the hotel room here so that I can have a private word with Kim. In any case, the more I investigate this murder mystery, which seemed to be a hilariously straightforward lynching, the less sense anything makes, really. Okay, we're back in here. There is... Okay, what is this? This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Run your finger across the surface of the glass or leave? Well, run my finger, I guess. Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges, but the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Why would there be? Kim, following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface. Oh, and now we have the option of this window was recently replaced. Looks like it, yes. He adjusts his glasses. Oh. I don't know where to go with this, but that is interesting information all the same. I don't remember that being like that when I came up here. That is very interesting. Okay. That was that loading screen. Now for the next one, because, Houston, we have a problem. I can't go downstairs because the window is in the way. Oh, wait, I got it. Well, that was tiny. But yes, it turns out that the young lady on the roof there, who must be absolutely freezing to death, as mentioned last week, knew our murder victim very well, had been partying with him for weeks or possibly months. And unlike what the Hardy Boys told us, definitely was not assaulted by the murder victim. So, let's talk to Kim. But first, we're downstairs now. I'm very paranoid about the saving because this game has crashed on me a couple of times, so I don't really want to lose all that much progress. Alright, let's talk to Kim.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate? Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. Say in a hushed voice, why did she tell us all of that? Or, got it, let's go. Well, no. Why did she tell us then? Besides them, leaving him hanging there for a week. What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
You would have caught it.
Nod, I would have caught it. Or, I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known. Well, my drama disagrees, so, lest it get all annoyed with me, I would have caught it. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. She seems candid, or something is off here. Ah. Now that's the tricky one. Something is off here. You think so? A shadow runs across his face. She seemed forthcoming, unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough. Oh, I'm sure that it will, Kim. And I would really like to know why that window was recently replaced, which is why I said something seems off. Okay, we are not going to go rifle her bathroom for pills, so let's leave. I'm sure my electrochemistry would love it if I were to rifle said bathroom for pills, but okay. Being polite, closing the door, checking around to see if anything has changed. There's this radio up here. I have yet to understand what the significance of said radio is. Maybe someday. Okay. And we save again, and we go downstairs. Because I might as well confront the Hardy Boys right away. They're right there. I don't know that they will be there on Wednesday. The game's Wednesday. On Wednesday I'm playing Among Us, but tomorrow in-game? There's no way to say this that doesn't sound awkward. Okay, so we have the usual suspects, and unfortunately no one new to talk to. Oh, except for this gentleman here. Let's give him a try. It's all about money, you know. I know that I haven't spent my skill point yet, but deciding what to spend the skill pointing in is the difficulty. We have a sight perception check over in the cafeteria, and we have a Half-Life challenge check with another NPC elsewhere. And I'm not sure which one let's see here. My perception is currently 6 and could be made 7. Or my half-light is 3 and could be made 4. I guess I will play to my strengths. I will put the point in the perception. See, hear, and smell everything. Let no detail go unnoticed. Here we go. Okay. And now the map is reminding me that I changed a check. Yep. Back to the tasks. Just took care of that in order to keep that ball from bouncing at me and being distracting, basically. Okay, off to the Hardy Boys. This should be fun. Actually, no. Let's try that perception check right away. I'm gonna try the perception check first. Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. Now this perception check is at 58% because I have seen the mysterious door. I've seen 2 mysterious doors now. Can I change it if I squint? There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. That has not changed the check at all. Well, here goes nothing. 58%. Here we go. And that's a failure. For the 3rd time. Nothing, as always. By now you're almost certain that there may be a sparrow's nest on one of the branches. That was a 58% chance. I don't know if it's worth it to spend more skill points on this. Maybe I'll get lucky and find some clothing that increases my perception. Alright, revert my gaze. Well, that didn't work out as well as I'd hoped it might. Let's talk to the Hardy Boys.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Okay, so the options that haven't been picked is let's go over the rape victim again, or she says she wasn't raped. I think I'm gonna want to go over again. Again? Seriously, man. He shakes his head. Fine, fire away. Okay, so most of these are ones that I had asked before, but I'm going to go through them again anyway, just in case something has changed with my knowledge. So, what was her relationship with the mercenary? Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship. Shanky. It was like that karaoke incident all over again, or like some of the other girls he was harassing. Elizabeth. Okay, enough. All of this is relevant to your stated investigation. So, what is your relationship with her? I know her. He looks around and an uncommon silence fills the room. Kim, how well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Thank you, perception. Titus, well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months. He crosses his arms.
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
So she's not from around here, or I see, okay, that's cool, another question. Sure, let's go with that. That's cool. He rubs his left temple, if you must. You said you'd partied. Cool, that's cool, but what did you mean? Was it sex? Drugs? Avoid his gaze. Did you do karaoke? Or laugh nervously? Sex, drugs, and karaoke, right? Yeah, let's try some of the options that we didn't. Did you do karaoke? Yeah, tons of it. All the songs. Another question. God damn it, get over with it already. Okay, so when was the rape exactly? He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. He crushes his half-empty beer can. So what does it matter? Kim, it would help if we establish a timeline. Titus. All right. 2 weeks maybe? I don't know. I need another beer. He turns to Glenn. Here you go, boss. The tall blonde throws him a can. Titus cracks it open. Okay, enough about it then. So, onwards to the next new question. She says she wasn't raped. Fuck! The big man's eyes and veins bulge. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted. Elizabeth, for the record, she steps in forcefully. Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her. Sure he didn't. Titus, oh shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He turns back to you. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea. Elaine, she's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you. Shanky, yes, she's crazy, you know. The rat-faced man says carefully. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Yes, I agree with my rhetoric in this case. Crazy? What are you talking about? She was very lucid. I did think that, yes. She's a little crazy. Cut the bullshit, she told me the truth. Cut the bullshit. Titus, lawman, he says through clenched teeth. I am at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and says, I'm going to fucking...
Hit you. Duck.
Elizabeth, Titus Hardy! Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot. Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If those go south, we'll all be in the shit, but you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks.
Elaine. Look, Copper. The tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention. We know the dead fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. He turns to Titus, who is still breathing heavily. What's the harm, right? Titus. Here, jerkwad. He slams an audio tape on the table. Listen to this shit and then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Logic? Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. So what's on this tape? Where did you get this tape? Where can I listen to this? That's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation and conclude. Why should I care? You don't care about evidence? His eye twitches. The fuck are you a cop for, then? Elaine. Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They're fucking keeping score on their bulletin boards. Titus. I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we've got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
No, I'm still gonna ask, where did you get this? You think we got into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
Actually, there are a few. Crypto analyst, radio officer.
Actually, there are numerous degrees you can get in signals intelligence. Or, so you've bugged them? How? So you've bugged them? We have machines. He nods. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff. Sure it is. Kim, understood. You've listened in on their communications. He takes a little note. How long? Titus, since way before their chief started taking swing lessons. Shanky, things got nice and quiet after that. Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work, then? Or, I think I get the picture. Haha, which one of you is doing the advanced radio work, then? Fat Angus, it's not advanced, the heavy man wheezes. You're just holed up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there. Titus, don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work. The chief picks up beer back up to offer a silent toast. Eugene, yeah, man, you're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff, indexes and shit. I'm not going to ask them what's on the tape. And I know where I can listen to it. I have a tape machine back in my room, my poor trashed room. So, I'll get back to the investigation. Don't forget your tape, lawman. He pushes the little tape towards you with his giant hand. Compliments of Titus Hardy. Take the tape. Fine, I'll listen to it. Leave the tape. No thanks, Titus. I think I can get this wrapped up better without it. Take the tape. Take it. Fine. You do that, he says, adjusting his belt buckle. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. I'm going to go. You suck. All of you. Bye. Well, that was singularly unhelpful, but you know, maybe the tape. Maybe the tape has an answer. Okay. Doorgunner Megamix? Oh, sorry, Doorgunner Megamix. Hardy gave you a recording where the hanged man supposedly testifies to his intent to rape and pillage. Have a listen on a playback device, either in your room or find one from a pawn shop. Listen to the tape, right. Okay. And in our inventory, hello. Tape, Doorgunner Megamix. A magnetic tape acquired from Titus Hardy. It supposedly holds a recording of the mercenary task force radio communications and recorded via a de-encryption station. Not a good omen. Requires a boombox to play. Okie dokie. Back upstairs we go. Every time I think I have just one more thing before I can send Kim away with the body, they pull me back in. And we go back upstairs to our still incredibly trashed room because the general consensus is that the housekeeper of this particular hostel has quit, mostly in thanks to my character's own behavior in, well, being an alcoholic sad sack who trashed his room. Trashed it so very thoroughly. But in any case, we're going to have to take Kim back into our Sanctum Destroyum. Sanctum Destructum? Sanctum Destructum sounds better, but I doubt it's good grammar. Yes, I'm still rather peeved about failing that perception check. I have put a lot of points into perception to only get a 58% chance on that check and fail it 3 times. And it's just, I feel like there must be something important behind that check, because otherwise, why would the check be so difficult? So I am going to keep throwing myself at it whenever I get a boost in perception, simply because I want to know what that check is for. So these are the mysteries that I want to solve. They are not the mysteries that my character wants to solve, but the mysteries that I do. I really want to know what I'm supposed to be looking for through that window. I'm starting to believe that it has something to do with the bushes outside, but I still... The failure thing doesn't really give any hints. Anyway, we've made it upstairs, so to my poor trashed room. Ah, poor Kim. I hate exposing his tender sensibilities to this. Okay. Stereo 8 player. The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now.
The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Elysium. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last. There's no fixing this one.
Oh dear. This would have been very helpful with the Megamix. He stares at the tape player, but it isn't anymore. Yeah, any ideas? Or it's not my fault. Any ideas? My Kinema only comes with a radio, he ponders. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop. He has stuff. I do seem to remember him having some sort of player there. I am concerned about how much it may cost. Okay, close this door. Sorry, Kim. I went all the way through that loading screen for nothing. Okay. Back downstairs we go. What would be really nice if the pawn shop guy just lets us... excuse me, I keep sneezing for some reason. I'm trying to keep them quiet, so... But it would be really nice if the pawn shop guy would just let us use his tape player without having to buy one. And if I do have to buy one, it would be really nice if it costs $6 or less so that I can still pay my rent tomorrow. So, out the front door we go. I really want to know what that window... Okay, so we have already loaded the outside once today. That was... The balcony that I was on at the beginning here counts as outside. So hopefully this loading won't be too long. The longest loading screens are for some place that I haven't been yet in a play session, generally speaking. But outside takes the longest because it's the biggest. And come to think of it, I think I had a quest to talk to the old man, well, one of the old men outside playing the bocce ball variant about the rifle that was used. I mean, I did already ask him about the gun that I found, but possibly there's more to chase down on that? I will have to check the quest once we've finished loading the outside. I can hear rain, so we might be past halfway? Maybe? I swear, the hardest part of streaming Disco Elysium is finding stuff to say during these loading screens. They are so very long. So very, very long. It is strange being able to hear the rain in the game. Yes, the weather in this city that we find ourselves in, it's March, but it's still ridiculous. When we were talking to the young lady on the roof, it was snowing. Now we've gone upstairs and downstairs 3 times and had 2 conversations, and apparently it's raining? At least by the sound. Although by the visual, it is not. Weird. But hey, we're outside. Okay. And for some reason, my quick save has caused the game to freeze a little here. Hopefully we'll get this back soon. Come on, game, you can do it. Are we unfrozen? We are not. There we go. I could pat the mailbox again, but I think I've already done that 2 or 3 times. Yes, let's double check the journal here. I have so many quests, it can be a little difficult to keep track of all of them. Let's see. Question about the dead man. Ah, yes. Ask the old guy in the uniform about Maybells. It's not about the rifle at all, it's about the flowers. But still, let's go ask him about the flowers. Since I'm fairly certain I'm not going to like what I hear on the tape. At all. Okay, and once again, I can't actually scroll down, so this is going to be fun. Renee Arnoux. I like playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal instincts. Feels like being on recon again.
I like playing in the dark.
Whoop.
Sharpens your nocturnal instincts. Feels like being on recon again.
Wow, that was really delayed. Do Maybells mean anything to you, Renee? Show him the flower. Experience. He glances at it and frowns. I prefer the old name, Insulinden Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. Hold on, is this a royalist military tradition? Or did they bring you good luck? Hold on, this is a royalist tradition? It used to be, he says with a sigh, but the communards were fond of them too, called them revolutionary flowers, bells of the revolution. Did they bring you good luck? You know what? He falls silent, and the emerging smile withdraws. No, they brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them. Gaston. But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the idea for you, was it? He looks at the old soldier almost gently. She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart just couldn't accept it.
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston. But not while we have company. So, officers.
Kim, Maybells don't blossom yet, do they? The lieutenant quickly asks. Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do, the old carabinier shrugs, but I think you have to wait for at least a month. Okay, so I have Renee, I found your guard booth, and I saw the statue of Philippe III near the roundabout, and a locked... yes, a composure check that I'd failed. I found your guard booth. Yes, the Debardiers Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. He looks down. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man, don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight, he adds with a slight sigh. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl? Got it, thanks. I'm going to ask him about the picture. His features stiffen and he gets a cold look. She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM. Oh, secret task. Gaston, the lady is Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Beaulieu? Yeah, I'm not sure. Gaston speaks with a soft voice, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. And she's probably dead now. Okay, you must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does. He nods. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. Hold on, why are you on a leave? Or so who was working your shift that night? Hold on, why are you on a leave? It's a private matter, he says with dignity. Nothing to do with your investigation. Gaston, you see, officer, Rene is the kind of man who'd rather die than admit he needs medical assistance, or, God forbid, seek it. A real man's man. He's just gonna ride it out. Rene, I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. The outburst makes him clutch his chest. It's nothing, just go back to your coffee. Oh, sorry, it's nothing, just got to cut back on coffee. Blech. Alright, who was working your shift that night, then? No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. He looks suddenly very old and tired. There's no other guard. It's just me. Kim, no one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday? Rene, yes, he nods before hesitantly continuing. It's not actually an issue. I mean... Gaston,
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before Rene. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Uh-huh. Mostly decorative? Or so it doesn't matter if you're there or not? Mostly decorative? Rene, the possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals, he tries to argue. Gaston, Everard created this job for Rene because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting rare tare reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Okay. Everett gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die. There is no middle ground. Rene is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Rene should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand, and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tare collection. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tare bag. There is nothing wrong with collecting. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that, the jolly man says quickly. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing. Renee. Yes, 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 the carabiner utters angrily. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? Uh-huh. Got it. Thanks. Yes, yes, like I said, he brings it up again. It would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Okay, so the composure thing has unlocked because I learned about Renee's job situation. And that gives me a +1 that cancels out the -1 from throwing his buckyball into the sea. Long story, not going into it. I saw the statue of Philippe III near the roundabout. Ah yes, King Philippe III on his steed, a reminder of what Rivecall once was. Gaston. Oh, absolutely. He smiles as if reliving a pleasant memory, at the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he'd sleep on a bed of gold. Renee. A superpower feared and respected, a testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king, someone who knows how to rule. I hope I read those capital letters correctly. Because they deserved it. How should a true king rule? What was that about cocaine? Or let's talk about something else. How should a true king rule then, Renee? Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself. Powerful leaders, not afraid to do what must be done. That's what this country needs. Or I'm not sure how I feel about that. You know what? Powerful leaders, not afraid to do what must be done. Rivecall would be a different place if more people realized that. He gently rubs his chest. We could still be the... Gaston, don't get started on that again. What happened, happened. There is some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before. Renee, the carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
What was that about cocaine? Oh, old Philippe was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loves so much, a cocaine connoisseur of sorts. He chuckles. His egocentricity is borderline legendary. Renee, you can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? He asks, obviously annoyed. That's why the Philippian kings used cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocanum, Rivecall's finest years. He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past. Kim, of course, the lieutenant barks dryly. Clarity of vision, awareness. Renee, Philippe III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The Cork medic administered a dose to his mother while she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
Such responsibility requires a boost every now and then. I sometimes need one too. Seems like irresponsible behavior for monarch. Drug users shouldn't even operate heavy machinery, much less rule countries. Or, thanks for clearing that up. I have some other questions now. Thanks for clearing that up. I'm listening. He doesn't sound too pleased to have his praises to the miracle of cocaine-fueled kingship cut short. Let's talk about something else then. Has this affected this? No, it has not. I'm going to try it anyway. Here goes. Composure, 28% chance. Here goes. Roll. Failure. Still, all you see is an old soldier refusing to replace his uniform with civilian attire. Anything else I can assist you with, officer? He asks impatiently. We still have a game to finish. Thank you for your time. Okay, does that mean I cleared a quest? I did. I cleared at least one quest. There are so many quests. I still have some hidden quests going on. That's... yeah, the various challenges are still active. We're just going to, ask the Petanique player about Maybells. That was only a single stage quest, and I'm glad for it. So many of my quests just turn into multiple stage. And there is a barrier there that I did not see, so now I look like a fool. Oh, that's new. That was not there before, or else I would have clicked on it. So let's go click on it now. Scribbled between the thighs of page 3 girl, l'origine du disco. I don't know what the point or usefulness of that was, but I'm amused by it anyway. Also, I apologize profusely for my pronunciation of the French there. I'm usually better. In we go. Clasia is how that young lady's name is supposed to be pronounced. I'm going to forget that again. I apologize. Okay, here we are back again. And I believe that the tape player was on this shelf? Yes. The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harman Wowski, stare at you longingly with its tape reel eyes. It costs $12 to buy that. Can I get a discount on this boombox, a police discount, or can I just play a tape on one of these boomboxes real quick? Let's try for the free option. I forgot to save when we came in here, so this will be fun. Can I play a tape on one of these real quick? Sorry, man, I can't just be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now. Well, not unexpected, but I had to ask anyway. Can I get a discount? A discount. I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Doorgunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental.
That is actually not a half-bad suggestion.
Careful. You can only do this once.
Fair enough, businessman. 12 it is. How does 10 real sound? Let's make it 8. I'm not doing any police work. I've got the Door Gunner Mega Mix here, an era-defining work. Let's do 4 real. Yeah, let's try that one. Here we go. He purses his lips. 4 real is offensively low, but just this once, for the Musique Concrete cop. Alright, I can't believe that worked, but I am absolutely doing it. It is within the budget that I'd set, which is under $6. Thanks for the discount, man. And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes. I could play it right here. I could. Why is this one yellow? Hold on a moment. Rack of second-hand uniforms. What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense sway handers. And it's stuck so I can't scroll down. That's unfortunate. That's a rad Man from Heimdall t-shirt you've got there. Hell yeah, man. The shopkeep sounds enthusiastic. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just such a pure exemplar. You must be a serious Man from Heimdall fan, or we have a lot in common. I'm a big fan of the Man from Heimdall too. You must be a serious fan. A fan? No, I wouldn't go that far, but I do think the Heimdallan saga is an integral part of our shared reality. Let go of the shirt. I'm not buying that shirt. Okay. We now have a tool. Tape player. Equip this to play tapes. Okay, so if we... Oh, wow. That is impressive. Okay, we're just going to appreciate this moment. We're going to appreciate this moment real hard. Oh my goodness. That is definitely that's a blast from the past, that is. Oh boy. Okay. Back to the inventory. Tape. Alright. Maybe doing this in the shop isn't the best idea, but it's a better idea than doing it outside. The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. Play the tape or don't play the tape. Well, I already did. Play the tape. You push commence and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
Das ist eine Revolution. Das ist a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the sound of a Kvalsund crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too.
Huh.
Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrêter on the porte-reel. The tape stops spinning. What was that at the very end? Silence. What do you think? Who's this Corty? What's Ko-Hoi? Okay then, what now? What was that at the very end?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree, he also sounded inebriated. But he did say he's going to do it. You can't edit words into someone's mouth. I think he sounded all right, just letting off some steam. He sounded inebriated.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion. Who's this Corty?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
Maybe. What's Ko-Hoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
The South Safre conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safre. It has been hot for 12 years, with the atrocities piling on, mostly committed by the Grad.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Ko-Hoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's Friday night. Well, that was certainly something. And amusing as this is, we are going to have to put the boombox away, because I am not going to be able to read anything with a straight face looking at that. Still, that was interesting. Talk to Cassie about the dog runner megamix. Okay, door gunner megamix. Why can I not read that word correctly? How many times have I tried? Okay, now for the next trick in this incredibly... here we go. The door. Personally, I question whether or not the person on the tape is actually him. So far, we only have the words of people who have already lied to us multiple times that this is the guy who was murdered on this tape. I personally am not inclined to believe them. I believe that it's a fake. I believe that they were listening in on the communications. But I find myself disbelieving that that was actually the guy. As I find that very hard to believe. as far as it goes, these guys have already lied to me at least twice, probably more times. There is absolutely nothing keeping them from lying to me again and again and again, and they've already given me false evidence, which possibly counts as a lie as well, so why should I believe this tape at all? I am more inclined to play the tape for Classy and see if she says that it's whether or not it's him. Honestly, as she has much less reason to lie to me than the Hardy Boys do. The Hardy Boys are definitely covering for somebody. They're covering for whoever it is that actually murdered this man. The question is, how far will they go? And since I'm fairly certain they're under orders from Everard and or his brother, I'm pretty sure they're going to go pretty far. Massively far. So all this is a lot of words to say very simply that I absolutely believe that these guys would fake this kind of evidence. And here we are back upstairs. And I've closed Kim outside. That is not what I intended to do. We're just going to leave this door open since Kim won't stay inside if I close it. Up we go. Maybe we'll have the option to ask her about the recently replaced window while we're there. And also, how did she get a window replaced when mine is still broken? Continuing onwards. 3 loading screens for the price of 2. Why are there so many loading screens through this area? Most people settle for bed after 2100 or not long after. At night, the streets are emptier. By 0200, everyone's asleep. Which means that if I really wanted to wait until people were asleep and try to steal the boots, I'd have to wait until at least 2 a.m. And I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Cassie! Or however your name is supposed to be pronounced. We have yet more awkward conversation. I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions. She lights a cigarette, pertaining to a murder investigation. And we have this locked thing for looking her in the eye, which is a volition challenge, which, yeah. just going to start with, I need to talk to you about your room
I was
again.
just thinking,
Wah!
what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
About your room. Oh, we have two questions. One about the door and one about the window. That window is new. It is. She moves slightly to your left to check her reflection in it. Kim, the lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. No explanation, huh? Alright, where does that door lead to?
I have no idea, officer.
She looks at it calmly. Huh. Well, that didn't lead anywhere at all. Alright, straight up, Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape. She puts her coffee cup down.
With a soft ring, as the porcelain meets the metal table.
What table? Did he? A smile flits across her face. I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions, only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target. Where did they get this recording exactly? Kim, it's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough. Does he say he's going to do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? She arches her brow. Those are the exact words he used. Something to that effect, yes. Or no. Something to that effect, yes. Kim, the phrase was used. The lieutenant checks his notes and nods. Yeah, that was practically his pickup line. She picks the cup back up. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Cohoy style? Yes, the word whore was used. Cohoy was mentioned. He did refer to the atrocities in South Safra, yes. He did refer to the atrocities. He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Cohoy. It was in his everything. Why say things like that, machismo? Or do you think he was trying to scare people? Do you think he was trying to scare people? No, I'm pretty sure he did all those things and then had to internalize them to keep on living, until they just sort of turned into his, she thinks, what's the word I'm looking for? Coping mechanism? Catchphrase? Or persona? Persona? Running joke. I was gonna say running joke, and it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lily's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Semines conflict, the Cohoy massacre, and the 36 famine in Yizos, all rolled into one person, then cast in Orange's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. Ew! Ew, 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 ew. Weren't you afraid? You like this kind of stuff? And you spent time with this person, romantically? This person named Lily? Which I'm going to write down. Okay. Moment taken to write down Lily in case it doesn't come up again. Okay. And you spent time with this person? Romantically? We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Cohoy here. Kim, did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean? No, we were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed... She thinks. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Kim, thank you for clearing that up, miss. He turns to you. Whenever you're ready, I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now. She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles. Now that you've had some time, could you tell us more about the victim? Like, for example, his name? Yes, exactly what I was going to say.
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
Lely? I'm not going to remember that pronunciation, but I've written down the spelling. Kim, a nickname? I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use. Kim, Lelystad. That's a good start. The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook. Then tears out a page and hands it to you. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer. The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink.
Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
Okay, where is Lelystad? The place, I mean? How old was he, miss? His eye color? He had a tattoo. What did it mean? I think we're finished with this line of questioning. Hand Lieutenant back his notes. Where is the place? In Orangi, officer. It's I think municipality is the term? A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
Okay. Kim, you were almost right, officer. The lieutenant shakes his head like you missed a shot in darts. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form. Look at Class G. You were both from Orangi. Look at the autopsy paper. Moving on. You were both from there? Yes, we were compatriots. Kim, did that bring you together? No, he was too old for that, and from another part of I'm not going to attempt that word. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together was Orangi. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Araignée. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
A military man, but not a patriot? Or no need to get political? I think it's her who is not a patriot, but, let's follow this line. A military man, but not a patriot? No, he left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Semenine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. She takes a long drag of her cigarette, then washes it down with coffee. A people person, a small platoon leader, certainly not a patriot. You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself, or as an Orange yourself, didn't his lack of patriotism annoy you? You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself. She hums. There's nothing on Mundi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Orangi did bring us together in loathing. I love Revachol, though. She looks around, the wind in her hair. I hope she loves me, too. How old was he? He was 42. How do you know? Kim, 42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50. He had many scars that made him appear older, but no, the memory makes her smile. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me. Kim, looks like you were right, officer. The lieutenant taps on his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point.
Points aren't good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
Oh, that was a very strange stutter. I don't know why it did that. Okay, I did not know this was a competition, Kim, or better not to mention it. I'm just... let it slide. Slide it. The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you. His eye color? Blue, light blue. They were like... She stops, her eyes half closed, then continues. Like little blue galaxies, you know. It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. She takes a drag. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly, and he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak. Kim, he had a combat wound on his chin and mouth? Yes, severe. She seems to enjoy the word. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes. Kim, oh yes, the lieutenant suddenly remembers. His hair, if you can remember. It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily, not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. He had a tattoo. What did it mean? Oh, she smiles. That. What did it represent, do you know? It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. For showing off to chicks? How so? Or, thank you, a few more questions. Oh no, how so? How? She leans back. Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course, tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Orani's lit?
Is this Orani's lit, or don't interrupt? Don't interrupt. Moving along. He's smoking and drinking, of course, and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with scars. Tens, hundreds of them, maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, she points at the air with her sharp-nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star. What was this, baby? And he says, she lowers her voice comically, that was too hardcore, don't ask me about that. So she goes, okay, but what's this, baby? And he's like, saw some bad shit there, killed some loincloths. And so it goes, star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country, and he's done horrible things in every single one of them. You were the woman in this? Oh, yeah, she nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo. No, thank you. She does not take it. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them. She pours herself some more coffee. Kim, go on. He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orangi needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer for money. He went to Killer Academy in Vreedfort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands, and other islands too, all of the islands. After this, he came to Rivicol and got killed himself. Not a very fun story. Good story, thanks. Or thank you for clearing that up. Not a very fun story. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. She smiles faintly. A change of topic? Okay, we covered... I think we finished this line of questioning. Hand Lieutenant back his notes. Okay. All right. The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment. Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. Okay, we still have the locked thing for looking her in the eye, which is still locked because, yeah, not putting points in volition anytime soon, apparently. Let's not go back to the assault, and let's return to this later. Okay. I have a check, so I'm going to save. And we'll find out what this dot is. This quick save is taking a very long time. I hope I don't have to go through this whole conversation again. Okay, there we go. Oh boy. Is it going to speak? Yes? No? Maybe? Visual calculus. Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? It's what she said, yes? Or discard the thought. It's what she said. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality, he was 42 years old? Where is this going? How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? Continue? I clicked on it. This is concerning. Lot of seagulls and nothing else.
You could ask either one of them.
Oh boy. Kim, how old do you think I am? Or, Miss, how old do you think I am? Or, I got this, my age, I think I'm... Sure, let's ask Kim. Kim, how old? Huh? The lieutenant isn't quite sure he heard you. How old do I look? Or, nothing, finish thought. How old do I look? How old? 58. Oh my god, that's really old. Really? Maybe you're wrong. You were wrong about the deceased, too. He was way younger. You're probably right. That's about what I look. Maybe you're wrong, Kim. He was deceased. He has been decomposing for a week. I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that. The ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extreme as that of death itself, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. You're right, I'm probably 62. Let's leave it at that. I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that. On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately. Oh dear. Oh, the ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extreme as that of death itself. Silence from the lieutenant. Then a little more. Sure, you're 42. He squints. Let's go. Wait, this requires scientific measurements? Bring it on, I'm not afraid of the truth. I don't want to think about this anymore. Bring it on. Thought gained. Date of birth generator. To the laboratorium. Oh boy. Okay, what is this thought? Date of birth generator. Temporary research bonus, none. Research time, 7 hours and 15 minutes. Your face looks like it's 58, and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100, both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century. But for how long, then, has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Oh, I really want to research this one. I may have to spend my next skill point on unlocking one of these boxes. And yeah. Anyway, onwards to here. We have updated the victim's tattoos. Ask another about the tattoo's possible meaning. Okay, that's helpful. Okay. That was fun. Let's just go. Now, it concerns me that in the game time it is past 2100, so I'm not entirely certain that I can speak to the Hardy Boys again. But I'm going to try going downstairs to find out. If they're not there, then I will just send Kim away with the corpse and proceed to the games Wednesday, I think. Although after Kim has left, I think I will turn in all the cans and bottles and such that I've been picking up for the cache, just in case that resets daily. I'd hate to have spent all that time picking up bottles and stuff and not get the benefit from it. I mean, I didn't exactly scour the entire harbor, but I definitely looked everywhere that I went. Okay. So go downstairs and see if the Hardy Boys are there, and if they're not, well, we've already made the decisions, and if they are there, we'll talk to them again. But yes, this has been a fairly productive couple of game hours. A few game hours. And they're still here. That's handy. Okay, we will talk to the Hardy Boys. And then unless something seems really pressing, we will send Kim off, turn in the bottles and stuff, and then, you know, hit the sack. The clowns are still hanging
The
around.
clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
It's like it hears me talking. So I talked to the girl about the tape. And
He tenses immediately. Chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow.
And nothing, she stands by what she said, or I'll get back to you on that one. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
I'm sure you did.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Gold? It was just locker room talk. It's not evidence. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything, and it didn't change her mind. Yeah, it was bad. Honestly, I expected it to have more effect. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus. She pretty much laughed it off. Fucking fuckity fucker, he shakes his head in disbelief. And what did she say then? That it was fine? People are supposed to be like that? It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunning thing. It didn't come as a surprise, and she definitely wasn't scared. Kim, yes, in fact, the lieutenant looks at you, then him. I think she thought it was a little funny. Titus. Funny, Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving. No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Klausir a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Maybe you shouldn't have hung her boy toy. All right, he slams his giant fist on the door frame. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then, that fucking... Elizabeth, please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus. Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
Okie dokie. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm, as if trying to grind it smooth.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Maybe she's still in denial, you know, like a defense mechanism. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? Wrap this up. Obviously, I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along. asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma. This tape was the last chance for her to do what was planned. Sure, I'll do that. No, I won't. This tape was the last chance for her. Kim, but she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you. Titus, fantastic. So now you remember how to do your job. He despondently glances at his beer. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here. Shanky, yeah, guys, we should get a party going tonight. Theo, why? Why? Shanky, he looks at the old man in the corner. Maybe not then. Success. They admitted to unlawful corroboration to derail the investigation. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Nah, I know her. He looks upstairs, distracted. She's just a girl in over her head. You don't know? She's a model. She won a pageant. She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough. She's a hardcore party girl with a bigger death wish than mine. Huh, I guess you do know her then. Well, since the last line would definitely not be said with the kind of sarcasm that I intend it to be, we're going to skip that one. She's not some helpless girl. Handled him, he balks. She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of. Kim, yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her. Yeah, what really happened, Titus? I already told you. He puts his giant face in his hands and sighs. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent. They're confused. This is growing over their heads.
Yeah. Kim, come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. He taps on his notebook. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just... Titus, you know what? He gets closer. I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said fuck off. He throws his beer can down. That lying, scamming, we're done. This is over, you understand? That your little investigation is over. Elaine, yeah. There's a silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
Titus, what is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. He looks around. Bartender, 20 beers for the dock workers union. Gart, why don't we make it 40, huh? The man shouts from behind the counter. Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough. Glenn, 100 beers? Now we're talking. Glenn livens up. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager. Oh boy. Rhetoric godly challenge? Convince Titus he is being manipulated. Oh, my rhetoric is very low. What have we got here? 28%. +1 from strange reaction to bullet. -1 from pushing Titus on the tape. Well. +1 from Angus can't take pressure. +1 from disgust to the 8th Hardy. Well, I haven't had much luck on 28% chances so far tonight, but I'm going to try it again anyway. Here we go, 28%, cross your fingers. Failure. Kosti is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it, all of them really good. Rhetoric, you are... Oh boy. Oh, I hadn't actually noticed that it shows the check there. Rhetoric 5, dice 8, modifiers +2. I was 1 point short. That's even worse than not knowing. I wish I had not learned. I wish I had not noticed that. You guys are always telling me they're good, and then they aren't. Okay, man, it's clear you're being played like a fiddle. Play an imaginary fiddle. I know what's going on here. I've been wronged, too. I've got this fucking dark shadow over my heart. I'm going to tell you a little story about Kim here. Kim, I'm going to need your gun again. Oh no. Oh, all of these are so bad. I've got this fucking dark shadow over my heart as the least terrible one here. What the hell are you talking about? I wish I knew. As I awakened into this world, something came with me. An ancient sadness. I got fucked by some chick. Fucked real bad. An ancient sadness. Oh, that shadow. A man your age. The hangover must be lethal. He measures you up. I never thought I'd say this, but maybe you should cut back on the drink. Kim, that's enough for the shadow now, officer. Let's do procedural questions, or even... He nods towards the exit. Why not take a little breather? And there goes my morale again. Rhetoric. These working class oafs don't know how to talk about feelings. You shouldn't have opened up to them, or anyone. Thanks, Rhetoric. You're the one who got me into this problem in the first place. Well, now I have a rhetoric check, which I am going to write down. There are so many checks and so few skill points. What do I do to level? What do I need to do to level? Okay. Written down that I have an important rhetoric check on this murder investigation, and I'm just gonna go. Farewell. Get me gone from this place. I find it remarkable that I have not been punched yet. Well, that conversation got me 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Okay, we're just going to step outside here, and I'll tell Kim that he should take the body away. And then I'll go sell off the junk I've been picking up. And from there, that should actually neatly take me to my midnight end time, or just past my midnight end time. So once I've sold off my junk, I will save off and save the sleeping until the next day for the next stream. That way... we get to start the stream on a fresh new game Wednesday. Hopefully with more answers than questions, which is unlikely, but I can hope. But yes. This is a plan. If this loading screen ever ends, this is the plan that we are going to go with. Because I don't really want to start next week's stream with going and selling off the junk. That seems a little ridiculous, honestly. So I'm going to run a little late in order to pull this off. Especially since the loading screens take so incredibly long. I don't understand. I've been to this area multiple times in this particular playthrough. It shouldn't be taking this long to load unless something has really changed significantly in the in-game half an hour since the last time I set foot outside. Which I think is unlikely, but... See a container you can't open? Equip a pry bar. I wish it worked on the 2 containers that I really want to open but can't. There's that ice cream safe in the basement that, despite thawing for an entire day, still can't be opened with the pry bar. And then there's the shipping container over in the dockyard. And neither the chain cutters nor the pry bar is getting me into that container. And I must admit to a great deal of curiosity. The pry bar also will not open the mysterious door in the kitchen that nobody seems to know where it leads. And I'm quite certain that it's not going to get me through that door up on Kashi's balcony. Since that one, it very specifically said that it was barred from the inside, so the pry bar is just not going to get me through that door. So many things I can't open that the pry bar does nothing. Nothing. Just like the goggles that I can't find. The odd thing is in this game that I need more sight perception, but I have yet to find a pair of glasses that would increase sight. There are glasses that increase my mojo, there are glasses that increase my math, but there are no glasses that increase my sight, and that is just opposite to any glasses that I have ever possessed. I am extremely nearsighted. I would not be able to even see this game if I didn't have my glasses. I feel like there should be some glasses that would help you with sight perception checks, and yet no. I mean, perhaps it's different when you've got closer to 20/20 vision, like my character apparently does, but I would honestly think that there would be some pair of glasses somewhere. But perhaps somewhere out there's a set of clothing to increase my perception, or a thought to increase my perception that I just haven't found yet. There are so many thoughts. And this loading screen is taking an eternity. But yes, now I have four things that are desperately begging for my skill point when and if I finally level. There's the perception check over in the cafeteria. There's the half-life check with the racist lorry driver about the drugs investigation, which I begin to suspect has something to do with this murder case that I'm investigating, because everything has something to do with this murder case I'm investigating for some reason. And there's the rhetoric check on Titus, which 100% has to do with and then there's the skill point. And then there's the thought that I wanted to follow, which would take a skill point to unlock. And I'm just having a moment here. The game insists upon being in the background underneath my streaming program, which is very awkward indeed. If I minimize, yeah, there we go, okay. That was weird. Alright, talk to Kim.
Yes?
Okay, so how do we... You seem to be following me. No, that doesn't, tell me about the case again. Can we go over the preliminary info? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief it to you again? Brief, yes, that sounds good. No, I'll wing it. There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver has been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. Mega cool, heard enough. Okay, I have all I need for now, apparently. You seem to be following me? Excuse me? But if I want to work alone, beat it, cramping my style. Nothing, just an observation. You have he's looking for the right words, a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. What do you mean distinctive? I hope you didn't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. How's that? They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
Okay. You're kidding me. Why containers? Okay then. That's racist. I don't prioritize containers. How is that racist? Okay then. He simply nods. Nothing. Obviously it wasn't you I was supposed to talk to. Maybe it was the car. Let's try the car. I mean, I've learned that everyone in my precinct is the loot everything and then talk type, but, just like me. But, let's try the car. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. Tap on the fuel preheater gauge. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the small blue sector, indicating the engine is cold. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat. Now, that's enough fun
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
Okay, it's not the car. I guess we have to go back to the fridge. Which will be another loading screen. This is going to go on forever. Okay. Better now than at the beginning of the next stream. That's what I keep telling myself. So... I know that there must be a way of doing this. I was told, but that was several streams ago, and I have forgotten. And that was a much shorter loading screen. I'm very thankful for this. Okay. Over here... Over here. Another save. And the bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly. All right. Farewell, Boots. Let's bag him, Kim. Take him away. Whoa! Level up! Oh no! Alright, he takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face. The hanged man. There goes those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing.
Oh well, in another lifetime.
Yeah. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs. Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Ew. Off we go. Another loading screen, I guess. Is this gonna land us back outside again? That would be ideal. That is a very strange noise in the music there. Yep, this is sounding like outside again. I hear the rain. And here I am in the middle of the street. Without my plastic bag. Oh dear. Where is my plastic bag? Oh, it's in my hand. Why can't I see it? Well, in any case, farewell, Boots. I really liked the idea of owning you until I found out that that guy even showered with them on. Ugh, can you imagine how disgusting they would be inside? Okay. I am off to sell some glass and plastics. I'm definitely going to have to think about where I want to put that skill point, since I do have 4 places. I have 4 places where it would be well spent, and I honestly can't decide which one is the better. Oh, we have another blue. The yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that were left for Classe G. No, they were not. Okay, I believe that this is the machine. Yes, here we go. Insert the trash. $2.20. Your bottles clunk into the machine and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. Yay? I could buy something, but I don't feel like I need anything. I just wanted to make sure that I remembered to do that before I go to bed. It does still seem early to sleep, but I can't think of anything that I specifically want or need to do behind Kim's back now that the boots are gone. So I will simply head back to my hotel room and save off there, leaving this skill point unspent so I can spend a week thinking about where I want to spend it. Four good places, 3 probably useful ones. Decisions are hard. I mean, I am curious about that thought, but I don't know that it's actually going to be all that useful for my character to know his birth date. And the fact that it doesn't have any research effect, I just... I am curious, but I don't know that it's, like, worth a skill point curious. I'm not exactly getting those swiftly. In any case, anyone watching this on Twitch between when I'm streaming it and my next episode, if you have a suggestion for where I should spend the skill point, feel free to put it in the suggestion box that is on my About page. I can't guarantee that I will actually follow your advice, but as long as it doesn't have spoilers, I will certainly process it. If it has spoilers, well, you're just a terrible person. And here we are. The terrible hotel room of terribleness. In all of its trashed glory. Huh. That's interesting. The tub has an interact on. Oh, right, because I had a quest to wash the death stink off. I should do that. I should definitely do that. Let's do that. Let's clear a quest. This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now.
Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life. At least compared to you.
Yeah. Run myself a bath. The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons. Undress, close your eyes, and submerge. The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks like sad duckies. Take the beer cans out. Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub, but it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub. Linger in the tub a little, imagine something, get out. Linger in the tub a little. Oh, that's nice. That healed my health, although it didn't need it, but still. Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whorls as the water cools. Imagine something. You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of the stench.
Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature.
Huh. Interesting. Alright, get out. 30 experience for successful bathing. The waterline recedes as you stand. You're cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin. Alright, we have successfully bathed. So this seems like an excellent place to save off, and next week we can sleep and start the game on the Wednesday morning of the game's time. And, well, see what the other half of the harbor brings, since the bridge will be repaired then. So, what we'll do now is an actual Relio proper save. Save that game. Yep. There we go, game saved. And that will be it for this evening. Thank you for joining me on this investigation journey. We found out a few things, but we have solved nothing, which is pretty much par for the course as far as this game goes. But, you know, we have definitely gotten some things done. We've leveled twice. Well, my character's leveled twice. I'm not sure if I've leveled yet, but as far as it goes, I'm feeling pretty good about the progress made. And if you are tuning in late and haven't seen my previous sessions of Disco Elysium, they're all available on my YouTube channel. There's a Disco Elysium playlist there with them all in nice and order. And this episode will be going up on Friday and will be added to that playlist. My Try Not to Die Thursdays are also archived up on that YouTube. Currently, it is only the Oxygen Not Included. But as of Tuesday, my Darkest Dungeon run from last Thursday will be included in that, and I'll be continuing with Darkest Dungeon later this week. Speaking of which, I will be back again on Wednesday evening, starting at somewhere close to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be playing Among Us with a group of my writer friends, and we will in fact be trying to use proximity chat for our playthrough this time. Maybe on the airship, maybe not. It's hard to say. We'll find out. We decide these things on the day of. The only thing that we planned ahead was we're going to attempt to use proximity chat, which will hopefully work. The group that I play with does use a mix of mobile and computer gaming, so honestly I'm not sure how it's going to go, but an attempt will be made. And then I will be back again on Thursday night, starting at 7:30 Eastern Time, where I will be for Try Not to Die Thursday, and I will be continuing the campaign that I started last week in Darkest Dungeon with my somewhat modified game. Not a game-breaking modify, but a let's make this more interesting modify, I hope. And then Disco Elysium will return again next Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will be continuing this investigation forever, possibly. It feels like it's going to go on forever. But as far as it goes, as right now, well, it's going to go on at least one more day. But we shall see. I hope that you had a great time tonight, and I hope that you have a great few days before I return again on Wednesday, and that you come back on Wednesday to watch me be depressingly average at playing Among Us. My only advantage is that I know the people that I'm playing with, honestly. But in any case, I hope that you have a great rest of the night, what is left of it at this point. Good night.